Okay, so I'm going to try this one more time. I had some technical difficulties with my last recording, and so I am going to be visiting with you guys today a little bit about Facebook jail and what it is, what it means, and how to stay out of it. So first of all, Facebook jail can sound very intimidating and kind of scary, but I just wanted to, first of all, assure you guys that it's not something scary, but it is something that you need to be aware of. Basically, what it means to be put into Facebook jail is to basically be given a Facebook timeout. And because Facebook is such a large, well, actually the largest social media company in the world, there are lots of people who would like to try to abuse that and use Facebook and social media as a spamming outlet, and I know that I have, and I'm sure that you have even seen or come across or been subject to various marketing and spamming ploys through social media. Um, and so, because it is so large and can very quickly get out of hand, the Facebook bots or algorithms that they put into place to try to protect the users of Facebook against spam and things like that are constantly being updated and trying to verify and make sure that number one, you are a human, and number two, that you are not going to abuse the privileges and the different things that we have access to as a Facebook user. Facebook is a free service, and with that we do get the privileges and the ability to be able to use it as a great outlet, but we do need to be careful that the algorithms and the things that are put into place by Facebook do not misread our intentions. Okay, so just a few tips then for you. Oh, you can also, so basically with Facebook jail, the timeout kind of thing means that you can be restricted from the use of your profile either completely, like you can't log in at all, or you can be restricted from posting, like posting in groups or on your page or something along those lines. So, and it can be from even, 10 minutes, an hour, a day, a week, 2 weeks, a month, even up to being suspended from using Facebook at all. So anyway, so this training was basically to just give you some tips on how to avoid that. And really, I think it all sums up as just be a human. And I know that sounds kind of silly to say, but really you want to avoid any appearance of being some kind of Facebook or any kind of spam program of some sort. So just a couple of things. I really did not want this training to be a don't do this, don't do this, don't do this kind of thing, but really more tips to help you succeed. So, so number one, what I again want to say is just be yourself. Make sure that you're not consistently posting on your wall things that your friends or your family might consider to be spam. So, I mean, while it's fabulous for you to be able to be excited about Jamberry and about the things that you can do and that you have done with Jamberry, don't overpost. Don't let every single thing that you post be about Jamberry. I mean, it's fabulous, but if you post too much, people are going to get sick of it and they might start blocking you, or they might even unknowingly flag you, which would cause the Facebook bots to watch you more closely. And I have a feeling that a lot of the people that get reported to Facebook, or the people that get blocked, or images that get blocked from Facebook, really are blocked unintentionally, or people are reported unintentionally. People just don't understand the consequences necessarily of what they're doing and what their reporting means. So just a few quick things. So when you are doing when you're setting up a party on Facebook, you can use groups, you can use events, doesn't really matter. I've seen pros and cons of doing both. But one thing that you do need to be careful of, especially if you're doing a group party, that either you or your hostess don't add too many people. Really, the top amount that I would say you need to add to a group, I really would not add more than 100 people, maybe. Because any more than that, and the people are going to, number one, start feeling like they're being spammed and they've been added to yet another group that they didn't ask to be added to. And number two, you want to keep it as personal as you can. So your hostess needs to send messages to as many people as she can that she's going to be adding to the group. And these are supposed to be her friends. And so let them know, I'm adding you to this group. I'd love for you to stick around. And then in your introductory post, you also need to make sure you introduce yourself. And again, let people know that they have a way out. So tell them, we'd love for you to stick around, but if you don't want to stay and you don't want to see the things that I'm posting, that's fine. Please just click the gear icon up on the right-hand side and you can leave the group. Always make sure that your guests know that they have a way out, that they don't have to stay and observe as much as we would love them to. It is much better if they just go ahead and leave the group and they don't, instead of them marking what you have been posting or what you are saying as spam or I don't want to see this or hiding it or something like that, because those can be flags on the Facebook algorithms. Another important thing is not to send friend requests or messages to people you don't really know. So don't send a friend request to everybody that's in the party. I really don't want to know all about the life of every single person that attends one of the parties. And I'm sure you probably don't either. You don't want your wall crowded with that. I know there are times that we need to send messages to different partygoers to let them know about the like a prize that they might have won or something along those lines. But be sure to let them know that you are sending them a private message. And one of the reasons for that is that when you send a message to someone that is not on your friends list, it actually goes into a different category. So you have your regular inbox of messages, but then right next to the regular inbox there's also a tab for others. And so when you send a message to someone that is not on your friends list, a majority of the time it goes into that others category. And if you send too many messages to those people and you have too many of your messages going into other people's others folder, then that can actually flag you via the Facebook robots. So you want to make sure that you're being careful with that. So just send on their post or something within the group, make sure that they know, hey, I'm sending you a message. Check your inbox and check your others folder. So that way that you don't have something sitting in that others folder. Friend requests. So when you send a friend request like to a hostess, if you're just meeting a new hostess for the first time, or if they've requested a Facebook party for you, make sure that they know that you're sending them a friend request. And don't send friend requests to other people that you're not going to know, because if somebody gets a friend request from you and they click on that little decline the friend request and say, I don't know this person, Facebook then automatically pops up with a then why did you get this request? And they will say, I don't know this person in real life. And if you get too many of those, I don't know this person in real life flags, then your IP address and your account can be flagged from Facebook as well. So just be really careful and with those kind of things. So email your hostess, let her know that you're going to send her a friend request, and then follow up on it and make sure that it doesn't just sit there for too long, because if it sits there for too long, that can be actually a mark against you. Okay, so when you are posting, excuse me, when you are posting in a group or an event, it doesn't matter, either one, for a party of some sort, we have been given a fabulous list of resources, pictures, documents, all kinds of great things to make your party run smoothly, or to assist your party to run smoothly. Excuse me. And one of the things that you need to be really careful of, though, is that you're not copy and paste in the documents or the all of the wording and the terminology that we have for these parties. Make it your own. That's one of the biggest keys. You don't want to seem like a telemarketer that's reading off of a script. So, and a lot of the wording on those, it doesn't sound like me in the way that I talk, and people can tell even just from your different posts kind of the way that you talk. And so make sure that when you are reposting our different images or anything like that, or any of the text that goes along with the parties, that you are not copy and pasting it into that one party. And if you have multiple parties going on at one time, don't post the same thing in all of the different parties. So if you have 3 parties going on and you want to tell this one bit of information in that party, don't copy and paste from this one to this one to this one. You need to make sure that you're changing up the wording. Change it up, even if it's just one word. Make it sound like you. Retype it. Don't just copy and paste, and make it sound like you. So even if you are posting just one thing and you say, hey, at the beginning of it, or oh, this is neat at the beginning of it, or check this out. So those are a lot of different ways that you can change it up really quick and easy, and it doesn't necessarily flag you then as a spam bot or something like that that's reposting the same thing over and over and over again. So make sure that you are not, and even within the same party, you're not posting the same words over and over and over again. So you want to make sure that, like, if you're playing bingo or if you're playing a guessing game or something like that, you want to make sure that you're saying something different every time and you're not saying the same thing. So, I've said this, I guess in a lot of different ways, but change it up. That's the biggest tip in that, is just make sure that it's different every time you post. I know that a lot of our images, we've had some issues with them getting flagged and whatnot from whatever resource. And so if you have an issue with an image that is not seeming to post, or you're trying to say something that it's not working or it's not posting correctly for you, don't keep trying to post the same thing. If you continue to try to post the same thing and it gets kicked back, or Facebook says this image or this has been erased, or anything that looks suspicious or looks fishy, don't keep trying to post it. If you continue to try to post it, that will put a flag on your account. And so you want to be very careful with that. Also, if it doesn't work for you and somehow you get locked out of Facebook, do not go into somebody else's account and try to post the same thing, because if you do that, then that person will also get flagged. if you do happen to get put into Facebook jail, yes, if you want to use somebody else's account, husband, loved one, friend, something like that, fine, but be sure that you're not trying to post the exact same thing that got you put into jail, because then you know what, you're going to get them put into jail too. And it can get really messy. We were told a story at Regionals Conference that about one consultant who ended up not only putting herself and her husband into Facebook jail, but then several of her teammates, and it just got really, really messy because they continued to try to post the same thing, which actually happened to be a copyrighted image that had been marked by another company as a copyright. So make sure that you are not posting, trying to post multiple things via different accounts, especially if you've had some kind of a flag or something suspicious pop up like that. So the images, you can alter them just a little bit, not a whole lot, because under our compliance guidelines we are required to post the images that they give us. They have said that you can alter it or save it on your own as a different image, maybe put a kind of a screen filter or something like that by running it through PicMonkey or another image program like that. That's fine, just don't alter it too much. So like cutting it and cropping it or changing the coloring or something drastically or something like that. So I would recommend, if you feel like you need to alter the images, just don't go crazy with altering it. Use your discretion, but just be really careful about that. And again, don't continue to try to repost something that seems to get kicked out or flagged. One other thing that another thing that I have seen that I've been trying to see and figure out about kind of really ways to this is my son, by the way. This is Kenny.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if I could watch some TV. All right.
Real life happens. So one other thing that I have seen that I've been trying to do a little bit more research on, and I just really wanted to give you guys a heads up and a warning about if you do happen to land in a Facebook timeout. I really want to strongly encourage you to be very, very, very careful about creating an alternate account for yourself. I know several people have done this when you've got parties running and you're trying to post, and it gets a little nerve-wracking. What I would just say, please don't freak out. That's what we're here for. Your team is here to help you. Let your upline know, your sponsor, your manager. Let them know what's going on, and we can help you, and we will help you with that. Creating an alternate account per Facebook's guidelines and rules is against the rules. They definitely do monitor IP addresses and things that are coming across from IP addresses. And if you are caught having more than one account, that actually can be grounds for suspension from Facebook. And so I don't want to alarm anyone, but I do want to strongly caution you against that. And just be aware that they do have some pretty strict guidelines against that kind of thing. Anyways, okay, so I'm looking to my notes to see if there was anything else that I had here for you guys. Really, this was not meant to at all be a coming down on anyone, but really more just ways to help you guys be successful in running your Facebook parties and events. And if you ever do have any questions about anything, please do let us know. And just really be yourself. So I think the bottom line in staying safe on Facebook within our parties and our groups and as you're building your business is just be yourself and appear human. I know that's kind of a crazy way to kind of come across it and to phrase that, but really that's what the Facebook robots are looking for, is they are looking for anything that appears not human and spammy. So just be really careful with those kind of things. Be yourself and have fun with it. That's kind of a key to any and everything that you post on Facebook. You want to be personable. People want to know you. They don't want to know a script. They don't want to know, you know, what this person over here has to say about it. They want to know you. I mean, you're their consultant. You're the one that is sharing this with them, and this is your passion. This is your business. And so why are you so passionate about it? And just share what you love about Jamboree and about the wraps, and I think that will really help you go far. So okay, so I think that's really all I had for this little bit. So then the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to post this on our wall, and then what I would like you guys to do is now post your questions, and let's talk a little bit about it and kind of have some fun with this. All right. I will see you guys on our group page. Bye, guys.